you downloaded a movie, latest movie, okay? So you copied into your movies folder, and your friend asked you to give that movie to your friend. What you are going to do? What are the options available for you to send that, or else to see that movie your friend also?
I will upload in a drive and share the link to him.
Okay, okay, that's great. Okay, and movie is fine. Okay, so another movies. So okay, the part one. Okay, part one movie is sent upload into the drive. What about if part two? Part two also going to come? You are doing the same thing only, right? You're trying to upload it into the, you know, some driver, and you are trying to give that link to your friend. Okay, so whatever. See, now in this case, you are trying to share the things to your friend. Okay, with the GitHub, with the kind of a drive link. So what if your friend also going to get some changes or else some new movies in his folder? What he's going to do? He's going to share with you now. What he's going to do? He's going to do same, follow the same mechanism, right? He's going to create a drive and he's going to give the permission to you, and you are trying to download it and you are trying to watch it, right? What if 100 people wants to do same thing? So your same link is going to be shared with them and they are going to see it. See, do you think that keep on your movies are adding to your folder? Do you think that always uploading them into the drive and giving the link to your friend, it's a kind of hectic schedule, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. So movies, okay. If you take some file mechanism, okay. If you are trying to create a file in your local system about some kind of a post, like 5 extra post only. So so that is a common folder for you and your team. Okay. So you are going to tell to your team that, okay, whenever you create a post, you can try to add it into the folder. I already create a folder with the name of 5 extra post. If you are trying to post the post in the name of category, I mean cloth category, you are trying to come to this folder and you will try to add it here. Is that possible? He or she can able to come to your laptop and is going to be add in your laptop. Is that a hectic schedule, right? They don't know where you are sitting and all. They will come to you adding the things, which is a kind of, again, others they have to ask you, I'm sending a mail, you can add it to your folder. So that's a kind of local work. If any changes if you want to do with your local system, or as creation of folder, adding the subcontents to the folder, so you can only do it very flexible way, because that is your system. See, somebody wants to see your changes, what you are doing. Somebody wants to add something to your folder. Is that possible now? In this case, suppose let's say this is the my I'm trying to create a folder here saying that one sample folder. Okay, in this sample folder I am trying to create, this is the sample folder. Okay, sample folder I'm creating something like this sample folder. Okay, in that I'm trying to create some
Sorry for
kind.
interrupting, Subbu. Actually, your screen at PPT only right now.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
think you are trying to share something.
I'm trying to share something, but okay, just give me a second.
Yes.
Maybe I have the entire screen here. Okay, I'll share again. Entire screen. That's fine. Now it is going to get it. Okay. So now you people are able to see my screen, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
Subbu.
Yeah. I created a sample folder, right? Sample folder, right? If I am trying to see, this is there in my laptop. Okay. If I am trying to create any folder here, obviously I can able to create it for sure, right? If I want to create a new folder, I can able to create it with the name of sample one. In the sample one itself, the sample folder itself, I'm creating sample one. Okay. So, but what if, see, this is under my control only. If I want to delete, I can delete. If I want to add something, I can add it because this is my folder. So, what if some Basya or some Ramakrishna is going to add something to this folder? Is it going to be possible for them? Possible. They will come to your home and
No.
they will add it here, right? That's the kind of thing happen. That is a manual work, right? They won't come to, suppose they are there in Mumbai and you are there in Hyderabad. It's not possible for sure. They for adding the folder itself, they are putting so much of charges and they are not going to come to your home, right? Right. So this is where we have to globalize this folder. Globalize in the sense we have to put in some place, okay? And okay, if you want to put like if you are going to put in some place, that place is going to be accessible by you and your friends also. So that's where, right? So they can able to very well add the things in the same folder, correct? How it is going to be? Are you getting now what I am trying to say with you guys? If you are trying to give access to your local folders, whatever you are trying to create it here, nobody can access apart from you, okay? So my intention is we want to work, or we want to add the work of all of my friends in the same folder itself. There is a way they will come to our home, or else there is another way they are going to send a mail and inform you, guy, I have sent you something, can you please add into the folder? So that is also possible. See, if you want to add 100 kind of friends are there, they want to add 100 files here. So all the people are going to send it a mail, and you have to be manually open the mail and you have to download and you have to add it here, right? That's a kind of, do you think that is a easy work? 1000, let's say 100 is okay, 1000 people are there. How? It's, we can able to do it, still we can able to achieve it. 10,000 employees are there, is it going to be achievable? So the solution is, instead of they are sending the mail and they are asking to add these things into the same folder, like it's a kind of hectic schedule, manual work. So what I am suggesting you guys, don't ask them to send the files and they will request you to add in your folder. You can put this folder itself in some place in the sense, let's assume that some place, maybe the place I'm going to review, I'm going to reveal you where the place is, like that, okay? Just place this folder in some place, and you also, you are the owner of the folder and you are trying to give the permission to them to access that folder. So then they will try to add some files in this folder. So like that, you are going to give the permission to all of your friends. So all of your friends at a time, they can upload, or else whenever they find the time, they can try to get the files from that folder, or else they can append the file to that folder. Is that good things for you guys? Sounds good for this? I will reveal the place where we have to keep this file. So do you think that this is the easiest way?
No.
Okay, fine. So that's where Git and GitHub came into the picture. So what is Git and what is GitHub? So there is a difference between Git and GitHub. So Git is a VCS, version control system. Okay. If some team, suppose now we are 130 members, now if I extra having 150 members, okay, 150 members of employees. If we want to do something, means we are going to use Git. Why? Means at a time 150 members are going to be work on some items, means we don't have a control upon that, and each and everybody have sent the mail and we are going to add that in the same folder, means it's a kind of big burden for us. That's why we are going to create a Git folders, and in that we are trying to give the permission to all of my employees, and employees are going to be add the files into that folder. Okay. So Git is going to be a version control. GitHub is the server. You know server, right? Laptop is the local and server is the global. If you want to, like, you are hearing about servers. Yesterday Hitesh might be given about some kind of server details and all. Okay. A web and all, like, so server is the one like a laptop only, but those are remote. Suppose if you want to take a server or something like that, you can use your own laptop as a server also, that's not a problem. But generally we don't use our laptops as a server. We use our laptops general purpose for creating the folders, for executing the codes only. Servers are the server also laptop, but that is we are going to use for different purposes. So like in server there is no this kind of UI available. So in server we are going to deploy some code, and we are going to up some code there, and the users are trying to hit that code, means server is going to give the reply back. That's where. So like That only. I told you, right? We have to keep this folder in some location. That location is the server location. That servers are going to be provided by the GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. There are n number of things are available in the market. So now we are going to discuss about GitHub only. GitHub is the place where we have to keep this folder, okay, and then give the permissions to our friends and ask them to add any number of files you want. Got it now? So yes, can you make me all of them? So that's where we are trying to we are like I'm explaining you this. I mean, I told you, right, this file we are going to put in a separate place. That place is GitHub. So in the GitHub, we are trying to keep this file and we are trying to give the access to the people who are going to be add the files or delete the files, something like that. Then based on your permission only, they will try to access your folder and they will try to modify the folder. So here there are lots of benefits here. First benefit is, so this folder is available in the remote location, I mean server location, the GitHub location. So if something is going to be wrong with your laptop's crashed or something like that, right? This folder is available in the remote. Okay, remote means this folder is this kind of file available in the other server, other laptop. So if something is going to be messed up with your laptop, there is no problem, right? Other copy available, right? And second thing is that I already told you guys, like if you are working with 100 people, so they are accessing hassle free, right? They are not going to send an email, they are not going to send ask your permission to push the file. See, this is a kind of, so multi collaborating work we can able to do it here. One is the copy of the, see, anything is going to be happen mess up, like data of the copy is available in the remote server, and collaboratively we can work together without sending the files and adding the files here. Like this is a kind of big headache. Okay, coming to your movies also, you can create a folder movie in a GitHub, and whenever new files are going to come, right? Just I'm giving example, but GitHub is not going to support that much of GB data. Going to support, but it's a paid version, I think so. So you can create a movie folder and you can ask your friends, hey, whenever new movie come, right? You can go to this folder, you can add it. I'll take that movie into my laptop.
TV जाइए.
Mute all them. Okay.
So please unmute yourself. Sorry. Hello, Naresh, can you switch off your video?
Subbu, please unmute yourself, Subbu.
Yeah, now it's good.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, today we will going to see about this. I mean, how we are going to create the folder in our local and how we are going to push that local folder into the GitHub, and how we are going to add the files from our local to the remote server. Okay, that's where GitHub come into the picture. So first thing is that right, what is version control. So like that we are going to do some versions, like doing some kind of additions and deletions of our folder. Okay, next coming to the thing, like so how we are going to create the repositories into the GitHub server and how we are going to connect with that. So first of all, if you want to work with the GitHub, right, you should know how to install the GitHub. Otherwise, like if you don't have a software of GitHub or else a server of GitHub, I mean you are not able to push whatever you are trying to push from your local to your GitHub account, right? So that's where installing process is very important. So just installing is very easy. Just go to your, just I'm sending you the one link here. If you have a one more minute, I'm finding the link where I, so just copy this link I'm sending you link in the chat box, and do one thing, copy it and just paste into the Chrome browser, and you can try to download it. After download, right, there is a exe file available, so you can click like this, exe file available. You can try to click on the, see here, you will find out the click download button. After clicking, right, you will find out this kind of exe file. Just click on this exe file, okay, because mine is a Mac, maybe it is not going to be execute. Just open this, okay, open this and try to click on next, that's it. So your system is going to be installed with the GitHub. So how you are going to be confirm your system is installed with the Git or not means, just open a cmd, you know, right, command prompt. Everybody go to the search window and type I mean, if you are a Windows user, go to the side in the below, it will be like in this panel you will see some kind of search button. There you can click on search cmd. You will get this kind of prompt, right? Just type git, okay. If you can see some kind of like wait a minute, commands, it's saying like, okay, 1 minute, what is happening? So if you are seeing some commands like git help and something like that, right, your system is installed with the git, or else, 1 minute. Okay, fine. So this is where git installation is going to complete. If something is going to be not get like git I mean git and all not installed properly means, you will get a message saying that fatal error or something like that. You can try to ask us, we will try to help you to install the git. Okay, we will provide you the links also for sure, don't worry. Okay, see, that is what about git and git installation. Next, coming to the 1 minute. Okay, git installation, everybody good, right? So maybe you can ask your coordinator or else manager, they will going to assist you. So how many? So next point is, so already you installed the GitHub software in your local system and you verified by clicking on Git, right? So then what is happening? Then what is the Git? So I told you, right, how we are going to push our local folder into the Git repository or else remote place, right? So that's where the key elements of Git are remote repository, local repository, and staging area and working directory. These four are, if you know, if you can able to work with Git for sure, GitHub for sure. If you don't know what is this, then it is too difficult to understand the GitHub. Don't worry, we will be there to understand you guys. Okay. So first, remote repository. Remote repository. So you know repository. Repository means like it's a folder. Okay. What is remote? So nowadays we are hearing about remote working, right? Remote working means it's a kind of, okay. If you are stay in your home and you are going to work for your company, that the company is there available in the Hyderabad or Mumbai or anywhere, right? That's where we are calling as a remote working. We are working remote. So like that only, remote folder, remote repository means remote folder. We are creating the folder remotely, not into our laptop. Some other server we are creating. That's where we are calling as a remote folder. In our local folder means local repository. If this repository is available in other place other than our computer, that is called remote repository. Okay, I told you, right, if you want to give the access to your friends or else put the files commonly means, we have to be approached to GitHub, and there we have to create a file, I mean folder type folder. For that folder called as a remote repository. Okay, so local repository means that repository available in your system. Okay, staging area, coming to the staging area. So locally you created a folder called sample folder, and then you will try to push that folder into the GitHub. Okay, that become a remote or else if you are trying to create a folder in a local, right, then you are trying to push that folder into the GitHub, right? Before pushing that folder files into the GitHub, right, we have to stage it. Suppose if you created 100 files, right, so you don't want to send 100 files to the GitHub repository. Only you want to send only 99 or else one file. 99 files you don't want to. So that's where staging area is going to come into the picture. Staging area, whatever the files that you have to send it to the remote location, those many files only you are trying to stage it here. Stage. Okay. And working directory is the one which is going to be now if you are working on sample file, right? That is your current working directory. Okay. So I'll tell you time passes like what is remote repository, how we are going to create it, what is local repository, what is staging and all. Just I'm giving a glimpse. So this is the example workflow. Okay, how we are going to make a better understanding about GitHub means, first of all, like create a new folder in. Just I'm going to create a new folder. Step by step, I'm going to do it here. Okay, so that you will get to know. So just I'm trying to create a new folder. Okay, new folder called Newtons. Is it fine? Newtons. So this is the file that I'm creating here, Newtons, right? So this file till now is available in my local. Okay. Next what I have to do. So first I have created a folder called Newtons and open folder in command prompt. I told you, right? We have to open that folder into the command prompt. So go to this folder and right click if it is a Mac and open terminal tab so that you will get into that Newton folder, right? So then the next step is like 1 minute. I'm going to side by side here so that you can understand. So see. So first step is creating a new folder. I already created and I opened a command prompt and I moved into that folder. See if you can see I'm there in the Newtons folder, right? Then my next step is I want to move this Newton folder into the GitHub repository or as GitHub location. But GitHub location is not available in my system, right? That is available in somewhere. Okay. So then first of all, if I want to move this folder to the GitHub, right? I want to do one kind of work here. First of all, I have to initialize the Git. INIT. So what I am doing here, right? Just I am initializing whatever folder I am creating, right? Just I am initializing with the Git. Means I am saying that whatever the folder that I am creating here, this is not a normal folder. This is a movable folder. So where I have to move? I have to move into the Git. So how the folder is come to know, like how the Git is come to know? So by defining this command, if we can create a new folder, you will try to give Git in it so that it will going to be initialize the Git. I mean, this is not a normal folder like you guys. So in this folder also you can able to add the files, but whatever the files are available in this folder, Git also know about this very well. We also know some remote server Git also know about your folder because you initialize the Git in your folder. Okay, right? Clear? Create a folder and initialize the Git and making your repository. I mean, making your folder. The GitHub is aware of. Okay, so then what you have to do? Actually, if you have a code editor, okay, I have a code editor here. That's why I'm moving here. You know, what is code editor? Maybe code editor in the sense like it's a kind of again. 1 minute. Wait, sorry. Style close all. So you know, you heard about any Visual Studio Code or else any other code editors in your life? You know. So code editors are nothing but if you want to write any code, right? There are a number of code editors available. Like now I am using Visual Studio Code. Okay. Just I am trying to open my created folder here. Okay. What folder I have created? Newtons, right? I am trying to open it here. Okay. The folder is going to be open here. Okay. So in this folder, I don't have any data. And so now what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new file here. Okay. Call some files. Okay. I already told you, right? Just I'm going to create a text file, something sample txt text file. Okay. So what I'm going to give is, hi guys, How are you? Okay, this is the text I'm giving it to the Newton's folder. Okay, under Newton's folder I have created some sample text. Under sample text I am putting some matter. Okay, this is now my file structure is how my file structure look like. My file folder name is Newton's. Under that folder I am having some kind of sample text here. Okay, some kind of sample txt file. Under that I am having some kind of text here. Okay, so till now this folder is available in my local only, not in other areas. Okay, if somebody wants to open this folder, still they want to come into my laptop and they want to open it. I told you, I promised you in the initial session, right? We are going to give the permission to your friends also, so that they will able to modify or they will able to add the file in your folder. How it is going to be possible? First of all, you have to move this folder to the certain location. So that location is GitHub location. Then we will see how to move this folder to the GitHub location. Okay, so completed. You created a file, and next step is please check the status. So now you added something, right? Git status, status. So what is going to be happening? See, your folder got modified, and there is an untracked file called sample.txt. Why this is came? Already before that we created a Newton's folder only, but now we created some kind of sample file here. If you can see the status, git status, it is saying that you are having some sample.txt file, extra added file available here. So now see, if you want to add another folder also, no problem. You can come here. You can add very well sample one file or something python.py file, something whatever you want. See, you can come here and you can see the status. Everything is added to your folder, and you are seeing the status lively. See, now two untracked files. Okay, now your folder structure got modified, right? Completely modified, right? If you can go and verify your folder structure also, same thing is going to be reflected. If something is not going to be visible, okay, 1 minute. Newtons, right? If you can go see, there are two files added, right? Python.py, sample.txt. Okay, so now good. How many files are going to be created by you? Everything is going to be added to your folder, but still these are changes are there in your local only. So now my work is to move this kind of folder into the GitHub location. How we are going to do it? Okay, now so next step. I already told you, right? So you are trying to move these folders to the GitHub folder. I mean GitHub location. So how you are going to move it? So before moving into the GitHub folder, right? So how GitHub knows? Already you created a file. You are trying to send that file to the GitHub location. Do you have any account with the GitHub till now? No, right? How the things are? Do you have any repositories in the GitHub folder? If you want to move this repository, this folder to the GitHub location, for sure, opposite end also there should be a folder, right, to receive these files with the same name or different name. Leave it. Okay, that's what now we are going to do. Go to the GitHub folder. Okay, 1 minute. So open the GitHub. Go to the GitHub. This is my GitHub. Like you also go into the GitHub and you will create the account. Like this, you are going to get it. You will try to create a new your repositories, or else plus symbol. Click on plus symbol. New repository. I mean, you are now in the GitHub. Till now, you created the folder in your local. Now you are trying to create the repository in GitHub. So how you are going to come to this place means, I already told you, you have to download the software, and I mean after downloading means that's for local only. You have to come to this page and sign in, or else sign up here. There is a sign up button available in the GitHub, and create an account. If you can create an account, right, in this way you are going to get the UI. So you are trying to place click on plus symbol, and you are trying to give the folder name that you want. So actually your laptop having the folder name like Newtons. Here also, if you want to give a Newtons, you can give it. That's your choice. Okay. If you don't want like the folder name that is there in my laptop and here it is different means you can give it different one also, Newton one also. That's not a problem. But as of now, I'm going to give same name. Okay. Just what you want to do, just you have to create repository. Okay. So now two things happen. In your local, you created a folder and you added some files there, and GitHub also you created some repository, some folder, but here there is no files. What's your duty now? You have to be send whatever you created in your local to here. So why you are sending here? You know, if you can send here, this is the place where everybody can access, irrespective of their laptop. They have this account means they can able to access it. Got it? Purpose solving now, right? So we created two folders in our local we created, and in our GitHub account also we created a folder. And now good. How we are going to sync with these two things? How we are going to see? We don't know where this location is available. How we are going to send this local files to this location? Now if you can see, this location don't have any files, right? But if you can go and open your local having so many files, like two files having name. Okay, if you can open the git status, I mean your folder status also showing that two files available. Okay. Okay, now our duty to send our duty is to send whatever we created folder, and two files also we have to send it to the GitHub account. And in the GitHub account, now we created one repository called Newtons. So if this is empty, if you are trying to somehow push your local files into this folder location, then whatever your local folder system having the files, GitHub account also having same file system here. So local system people don't have access, but GitHub, who is having GitHub account, if you give a permission to them, so that they will able to for sure download your files, or else they can add the files like you only. That's cool, right? But how the mechanism is look like, how we are going to send the files from there to here? So that's where, if you create a new repository, right, how the interface between your local system and GitHub, how GitHub comes to know. So see, GitHub is saying that clearly, man, you created, I don't know, you created a folder here, but what you are trying to do, I don't know. Maybe you are created some subfolders or folders in your local. You are trying to push that folder into my location, into this location, like Newton's location. Okay, then what you have to do? Then you have to copy this command and you have to execute it. Then only I can able to establish the connection between your local folder and my newly created GitHub repository account. So that's where I'm executing this. See, now everything got successful, right? So it's saying that like it's added successfully. Something, there is no message here, but you can think like that only. Now you are good, right? You are established a connection between the GitHub and your local repository. Still see the git status. I mean to say, if you can type git status, sorry, couple of minutes. So two untracked files. I mean to say, if you can go to the GitHub account, there is no files here till now. If you can refresh it, there is no files. Just we established a connection between our local repository and as well as GitHub created repository. The next step is that then what we have to do, then we have to give some commit message. Commit is very important. Okay, so stage, before that only we have to do some stage. Okay, fine. Where is the PPT? Okay. Okay. Next step is, so already you created a file, right? In your local, you are trying to send those files into the GitHub repository, and you made a connection between the GitHub repository and a local files. Then you have to add files. Git add. You have to stage the files. Which are all the files you have to move? Suppose now we are having two files to move into the GitHub location, right? So then type a command saying that git add. Git add. Now you are seeing two files here: python.py, sample.txt. If you want to move all files, you don't specify, just git add. If you don't want to move all files, right, just do python.py. This is the file only I have to move it, or else sample.txt file I have to move it. Okay, then what you have to do? Then you have to type this file alone. I have to move it. Enter. So see, next see the git status. Already you committed. Already you staged one thing, right? See, now only one file available because you already committed to move this sample.txt file into the GitHub repository, remote repository. That's why you added into the Git. So, but this file alone, I mean, you are trying to move, but this file is still python.py is still there in your local only. But do you think that after this step only it is going to be appear into the GitHub location? No. Just we are staged now. Whatever the changes, we have to move it to the GitHub. Just we have to stage GitHub. Git add is the stage. I mean to say, we are trying to stage something. Whatever the files, we have to move it into the GitHub. First, we have to stage it. Okay, then you have to move it. So the for moving command is like just I'm going to copy the command. One more minute. Where is it? Yep. This is the command, you have to take it. Okay. So next, see, now also you are, if you go and check into the GitHub, right, you don't have an account. I don't have any folders here, right? Simply it is showing this kind of command only. So you can go here and you'll try to paste this command. So, but before pasting this command, right, you can check the branch name. What, in which branch you are there. Okay. Just I'll tell you branch and all. Git branch. Okay. You are there under, oh, it is not showing, maybe what is happened. Okay, main or master. One more minute. Fatal error. Git commit. Sorry. First, already you stage the things, right? Then you have to commit it. Directly don't push it. You have to commit it. Okay. COMMIT. Then only you will try to push it. Okay. While you are committing, right, you have to give this command -m. And what you are doing, you are moving the sample.txt file, right? Just you can give whatever the message that you want for your understanding only. Okay. Sample.txt file I am moving. So I am moving sample.txt file into the GitHub location. I am moving sample.txt file. Okay, fine, right? So now commit the changes. First you created some files, right? You have to add that files and then you have to commit the files. So then what happened? Then you have to do git branch. Now you are there in the Angular branch, right? So then you can come here. This is where you have to push your things. Angular. Don't worry, these commands and all, maybe if you are new, that's not a problem, but you know the concept means this is very easy. Angular 10. Okay. ANGU missed out. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So now I am trying to push the changes into the remote location. So if you can try to, after this command, right, you will try to go to your GitHub account and you will try to open your GitHub account and try CTC. Go to the first scene now. Sample.txt file is available, right? Got it now? What I am doing? Say simply don't worry the commands and all. We will going to provide you. Once again, I am repeating you one thing. So whatever the local file that I have created now, that files are available in the here in GitHub repository. So if you can delete the files also, no problem. Then you can clone from here and you try to reuse it. So that's where we are trying to save our copies in separate area. So that's what GitHub. Okay. So now you are good, right? Just I'll go through one by one command. Like first you have to create a folder and you have to do git init to initialize the git related stuff into your folder. And then after git init, right, then you have to go to your corresponding repositories I mean GitHub repository, GitHub, open a GitHub account and try to create a new repository, and in that give a name, certain particular name for that, and they will going to provide some command for you. You can copy the command to establish the connection between your local folder and GitHub repository that you created, and then you are going to create a new files, right, in your local folder. Then what you have to do, then you have to do git add and file name that you want to move, or else if you want to move all the files, means don't do anything, just git add. After git add, you have to commit the changes, git commit and commit message, then git push. This is about all the GitHub stuff. Okay, completed. So next step is like I created, see if you can see, if you still you can see the status, right, what is happening, sta us. So I have two files, but I want only one file. If you can see only one file here, but I want to move another file also. How I can able to move it? Can anybody confirm? Just do git add, that's it, or Python file name. Okay, git add python.py. Okay, I'm completed, right? Then next git commit your message -m. This is the first we have to give it -m something mode, something like that. Maybe you can give whatever you want. So that's where you are committing your changes. So fine, what you have to do, you have to push your changes, right? You have to push your changes into this location. So that's it. See, if you can see now only you are having sample text into the GitHub. If you can refresh this button, right, now you are going to get what you are going to get, python.txt also. See how simple it is. So you have to remember 4 commands. Okay, git add is a basic command, git commit, git push. These 3 commands are very important. Okay, see, this is a one-way communication. Now you are trying to push your things from your local to your GitHub. Okay, I already promised you, now you are able to do it. But suppose one of your friend trying to access your this kind of Newton's folder that is present in the GitHub repository, and they want to add some files here. How they are going to do it? Because this file is available in the remote location, right? Okay, that is where one-way communication is fine. You are sending the file, that's fine. You are going to push it, you are going to pull it, whatever it may be. But your friend has to do same kind of stuff, whatever you want to do. First, he has to bring these folders to his local folder. I mean, first he has to do what he has to do. First, he is going to get this folder, which is present in the GitHub repository, into his local computer, right? Then only he can able to do some kind of changes. Otherwise, if it is there in the GitHub location, they don't have a chance to modify it. They can do it, but that is not suggestible. So first they have to bring all of the folders, I mean all of the folder stuff into their own account. So that's where, see, you have to use git clone command. So now what I am doing, right? See, now one-way communication happened. Just I am trying to push my changes from local to GitHub repository. Now I am trying to do one thing. I am trying to git clone. Okay, what I am trying to clone here? I am trying to clone this code, right? This code only. Just copy it and trying to give a command like git clone and try to paste it here. Just enter. So if you can carefully observe, all of Newton files are cloned into your local account now. If you want, you can do it. For suppose if you have a GitHub account, right? Don't do anything. Just open your command prompt and git clone and go to this place and copy this URL, whatever I created. Just give that URL and enter. That's it. That is going to be all of this contents of the folder will going to get into your account. Right? You can do whatever modifications you want. If you want to add a file, if you want to delete a file, you can do it. Okay, then again you are trying to do same thing, git add, git commit, git push. Correct? How simple is that? See, now I am trying to add one more file called see, I'm going to add next something some what we have to call like branch file. Okay, just sample file I'm adding, branch.txt. Now I have pulled code, right? So just I'm creating a branch.txt. Let's assume that you are only pulled this code. Okay, you added some files here. Then what you have to do? Then you have to come to the command prompt and then check for git status again. sta else y means like git status. See, now you are seeing two things: branch.txt and Newton's folders. Obviously, right, you are going to get two things, right? You are going to clone some other repository, means you are going to get repository name and as well as repository files also. Now if you want to like already you did some changes on the branch.txt, or you added some kind of branch.txt, right? Then what you have to do next step is git add, right? Git add you have to do, correct? Git add what files you have to move. You don't want to give file name, means every file is going to be moved. Okay, then she is asking that you are not mentioning any file. You want to move all the files, means you can move it. No problem. Git add. All the files are going to move. Then see the status. So now still there. Okay. Git commit. Wait a minute. Git commit. Git commit message. Then see the git status. Still available. What is happening? Git status. One more minute. Git add. I'll try to add file itself. Okay. Maybe git dot add. I have to git something command branch dot txt file. I'm trying to add it here. Okay, enter. It's added. Then see the git status. So it's added, right? That's why it is not showing. It's added in the it's added committed. You have to do the commit next. Okay. Next, what you have to do? You have to do the commit. Commit message is same thing only. Commit completely. Then what you have to do? You have to push the changes, right? Pushing command also available for me with me. I'm trying to push the things into this branch. So push the things. You can come here and you can refresh it. You'll try to see now branch.txt also added here. So like this, if you you understood, right? From your local, changes are going to be pushed into the bit bucket hassle free. So this is where. So let's come to the real use case. So now we are trying to build our own website, right? So initially we have a code here and we are going to put it here. So then we will ask you guys, hey Basha, or something like that. You can take this copy of the code and you'll try to edit the code and you'll try to push the code. Okay. Then what you have to do? Okay, we will give the GitHub repository for you like this. Same repository, I'm going to copy and paste it to you. Okay. You will open this repository, or else I'm going to give it this kind of link for you. Just simply go to the command prompt and type git clone. Okay, git clone and paste the link and press enter. Entire folder structure is going to come into your local environment. Then do the changes whatever you want. Then come to this folder again. Git add whatever the files you have to add it. Then git commit. Then git push. So the branches, whatever the code merges are going to become here, and your seniors are there to they will verify the code and they will try to assess the things. If that is the code is correct, then they will going to enter into the other. This is a kind of branch. This is my branch, right? There is a main branch also available. So always we don't want to give, we don't give the main branch code for you guys. Just we are going to create a sub branch for that, and we are going to give it you guys, because if you can do any modification the main branch, right, the code is going to be corrupt. So like that. Got it, right? Have any questions guys here? So we'll try to wrap up session here.
Okay.
I'm going to send the code things, and tomorrow work is like you have to create your own folder and you have to create a GitHub. You have to first step, you have to download the GitHub. Second step is you have to create an account in a GitHub. And third step is go to your local environment and create a folder and try to push this folder into the GitHub. While pushing the code local repository, local folder to the GitHub, right? Then go to the GitHub and create an account. Create a repository there and try to establish a connection between GitHub and your local, and then try to push the code into your GitHub. That's it. Thank you. Hitesh, needs to add anything here or anybody?
Hello.
Hitesh.
Yes, Subbu, have you given some task for them?
Okay. Yeah. They have to create a they have to create a GitHub account and they have to sign up and sign in. And the next step is they have to download the GitHub and they have to install it, and then they have to